Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of my art journal pages. So we are outside because the weather is really nice today, and because we've had such a bad summer here in France that now I'm using every opportunity to be outside in the sun if I can, but it's quite hot. So let's start today with burning little sage leaves. Today I took a bigger size book, the same type, you know, I don't know exactly what is the grammage, the weight, but I always use gesso. I find it much easier to put the paint afterwards, but it's because there is water in gesso, of course, it sort of it makes the pages a little bit wobbly, but it's good. I'm going to use this one, I think. Because it's bigger, I can use my spatula. It's a baking spatula, but I really like how you can spread colors with it. I have my water and my paints. And let's start. On the previous video, I'm talking about using cheap paints. This is one of the problems with cheap paints. It's the fact that, yeah, they get liquidy, or they don't maintain their integrity, basically. I don't know. Anyways, you see, it's all good. So yes, if you want to know more about using cheap paint, it's on the previous video. But basically, for me, it's the perfect way to start anything. For me, because I have some issues with spending money, even if I have some. You know, I've always been very frugal with my money. Even when I was, it's so funny because I wasn't. I didn't think about. Oh, I love this. I wasn't thinking about talking about money, but here we go. Yes, so yeah, I've always been very frugal with my money, even when I was earning a lot, you know, a good amount of money, back when I was living in the Netherlands. My parents have always saved money, and they never really, you know, they were never really well off. Still, and I guess I'm the same, but you know, it sort of helped me realize that I don't need a lot of money to, you know, to be happy. That I can enjoy, you know, nice stuff, a bit of everything. You know, I like to go to nice places to have a nice coffee, and well, okay, if you want to go, oh, that's nice. See, the ashes of the sage leaf came into my paint, and and I love it. It's a bit like using charcoal, I guess. Look at that. It's a shame that I have white paint. Anyway, that's the beauty of working on an art journal. You can do whatever you want, and that's also the beauty of what we call, you know, happy mistakes. I've been in both situations where I was earning, you know, a decent amount of money, more than decent, really good, and you know, I liked it. And but I realized that I wasn't spending, you know, all of it. You know, my needs were not that many. I mean, I was going out quite often. I would, you know, do some shopping, go on holidays, but I wouldn't spend the whole thing. And then I realized that I had, you know, quite saved a lot of money without even realizing it. And you know, funnily enough, well, funnily it's different. I mean, what I mean is, like, life is, there are no coincidences. It was meant to be. I'm still, you know, using these savings today. Oh, nice. Oh, I love it. So yes, this is something that I like doing. You saw it yesterday. Today I'm using this knitting needle. For me, it's the best. If you want to know it, the size is 3.5. I don't know if there's a different size in the US or the UK, but this is the size that I have. And these are great to make marks on wet paint. Look at that. Okay, now it's getting messy, but it's fine. Yeah. So yes. So I've had money. I've had not that much, but I've never been, you know, really in trouble basically with money, which is good. but in a way, when you're starting to be frugal, because you know you don't earn a lot. I mean, I've been having health issues for 5 years now. Mental health, I've had burnout. I think I've had actually quite a few since 2019. So money has been not really flowing in, as you can imagine, but I've made, you know, oh, I love this, I love it, love it. So this is really what I mean with this practice, intuitive art, intuitive painting, and especially this morning routine that I'm doing every day. The feeling that I get from is a feeling of love, pure joy, just by, you know, all the colors that I'm seeing now. They're getting emotional. They are giving me love. They are giving me so much joy, and that's when you can understand that, you know, money is not everything. Of course, it's a lot. It's you know, it's important, but like, you know, this, you know, cheap paints, and I'm getting so much joy from that, from this mixing of colors, you know, this pink, these colors, they really make me happy. It's the red, the yellow, and the white makes a lot of peachy, pinky colors, and they really make me happy, and I love them. And this is why I'm doing this practice. This gives me sort of energy for the rest of the day, for the day afterwards, you know. And you don't have to spend much money. Okay, I'm going to switch glasses again. You don't have to spend money, you don't have to spend much time. I mean, you can see my videos, they take like half an hour. If you want to spend less time, you take a smaller book like I did in the previous videos. Okay, I'm getting hot. Yes, but this is it. This is what I love doing. This is why I'm doing it, to get, yes, it's fuel. That's it, it's fuel for my body, for my soul, for my mental health, for everything. And now I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should. I want to do some pink on it, so I'm going to have to mix. I don't really have a hot pink, so I'm going to mix it here. So as you can see in here, I'm using this side to clean my brushes or my spatula, and then it will be I'm doing it's much too big, too much red. This is the thing about talking while painting, you're a little bit more distracted, but it's fine. It's all fine. We are on a journal. We are not busy with making a product. We don't want to sell this. It's a purely self indulgence. So I want to do this hot pink in here. It's getting really hot. And I have nothing else to take off, otherwise I'm going to be nude in here. But I can't really. People can tell I am in my garden, courtyard, but it's not very high, so people can still see if they want. Mostly we have farmers, you know, with big machinery, so they can see through. So I won't take off my top. Anyway, so this is it. Look at this. This is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. So now I need some real pink. And so what was I talking about? Yes, money. So I was talking about that I've been using and buying mostly cheap paint, because if I would have bought expensive paint, I would have found it difficult to buy expensive paint, because then that would have triggered my feeling of lack, you know, not having enough money or stuff like that. So this is something that I have to work on, I know. Oh, that is beautiful color. Well, this is a bit strange because I'm using sunglasses because the sun is really strong. So the colors I'm seeing are a little bit different than the real color, I think. Yeah, it's anyway. And so yes, I tend to really buy cheap stuff, and I know it's a feeling of lack. It's not really good. It's not like it's not good, but that's not how you know, for people, if you listen to people who talk about manifesting money and stuff like that, feeling of lack is not the way to go. And I'm getting better at it. I've been spending more lately and not feeling guilty and not dreading, you know, that I'm going to run out of money or something. That's I've never had, basically. I've always been secure that, you know, I would have enough, even though like I haven't been working for 5 years now, and even before that I haven't been working a lot, so I know it's going to be difficult for my retirement. But I don't know, in a way, I don't know, I have this feeling, this faith that it's all going to be okay, strangely enough. This is really amazing because of course it's absolutely not logical, but you know, the feeling is quite strong, so I don't waver. I keep on doing what I want to do, even if it doesn't really make sense for, you know, people that have a 9-to-5 job and, you know, a mortgage and stuff. I don't have a mortgage, of course. In a way it helps not being too stressed, but at the same time, well, anyway. So yes, I have bought some cheap paint, and it has helped me with doing this. You know, I'm using quite a lot of paint, and I'm not thinking, oh my god, this is expensive paint, and it's on a journal, so it's not going to bring me any money, you know. So this has been really helpful to buy. And if you are in the same thing, you know, if you have difficulties buying expensive paints because you think, you know, for the same reason as I did, then just buy cheap one. You don't need expensive paint, just, you know, to work on a journal, especially if you're doing, you know, this intuitive painting for yourself. You can buy more expensive one. I mean, they are better. They have more pigment. They don't turn liquid after some time, like these ones I've done. And I have to clean that before it dries, because being outside, of course, dries even faster. So yeah, but I'm starting now after I've been, you know, using acrylics for 3 or 4 years now, and I see now the limitation. You know, I've done some intuitive paintings for other people live, you know, on the session, on the one-to-one session, and yeah, I saw that it was, you know, not as good as real, you know, as more expensive paint. It was not opaque enough, not pigmented enough. I had to use, you know, these paints 2 or 3 times, 2 or 3 layers to have more coverage and more intensity. This, you know, even this is nice, but when it's going to dry, it's going to change a little bit. The colors are going to fade a little bit, but that's okay. But I decided that now, if I want to paint for someone else, then I'm going to use, I do have some more expensive ones, and you know, I'm going to start buying also more expensive paints, because, you know, you're not going to, even like now I'm using quite a lot of paint, but still, you know, you're not going to finish one tube in one session. And especially since I am registered as an artist, there is this art shop. It's my it is, that gets me a discount. So okay, so it's so funny because I didn't want to talk about. Okay, you see, it's already dry, and it's fine. So I've done these circles a few times now since I'm doing this practice. It's almost like it was a spiral, and I've made circles. It's like very funny. Okay, I'm going to just clean that up a little bit. So what I wanted to talk to you about was the fact that I was really excited yesterday when I had trouble sleeping. I decided to. It's not really like that. So basically, I have been watching a lot of, strange enough, makeup and beauty influencers on the social media. Very strange, because I don't wear any makeup, never. Maybe a little bit, you know, when I'm going out from a restaurant, but not even that. But strange enough, I started watching, you know, one and then the other and then the other. Now it's a little bit of an addiction, so that's less good. But yesterday, it inspired me to do the same, not to be an influencer, but to do these short videos and to share my the way I'm using art as a way to feel better, sort of heal myself, you know. Before that, my plan was to make these videos, but at some point to make art lessons, art classes. and now I'm feeling like I really like doing these videos. I hope you do too. But even if you don't, then it's okay. That means that it's not what I'm supposed to do, but I will continue doing it, but not recording them, or at least not posting them on YouTube and other social media. But yes, I'm so excited because it feels right. I'm going to do these videos, and it's it's not too big of a project because I still have to take care of my health, go to medical appointments and stuff like that. So for the moment I'm going, hey little bee. Well, I know, but it's not flowers. Just yes, so I'm excited. I have like a new plan. It's easy enough and makes sense. Since I've been back to making art in 2019 after my burnout, I've only used paint and art and creativity to feel better, to sort of help myself, self-care, self-love, and I think that's what I need to share. Not I can still do art lessons about this, maybe intuitive, or even what color that I'm doing, portraits. But and this might be other projects later on. But what I really want to do now is what I need to do is build an audience, as they call it, and this is easy enough for me, because I can get very easily overwhelmed that's what I've done before. I had lots and lots of plans, doing things. I have millions of ideas all the time, and then I sort of do something. Okay, this is way too liquidy. This is the problem with cheap paint. Sometimes you really have. Anyway, fine. I already talked about cheap paint. Oh, and I think that because they are in the sun, they are even more liquidy. Well, that's good to know. Yes, I always have millions of ideas, and they excite me, and then I move on basically. And it's good. It's good if you have a stable job, and this is just a hobby, or even self-care, healing, stuff like that. But I want to make it my job, and so I need to have some consistency. And the only consistency I've had the last 5 years is art as a way to help myself to feel better. Oh, I love this. So it looks a bit like a rose, but also a spiral, circle. Very nice. So different from yesterday. Yesterday I was doing dots, not really dots, but strokes, and today I'm doing circles. And as I already said, it might mean something, but you don't really need to understand it every day. Sometimes you just have to do it and enjoy the moment. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you today. The fact that I'm going to keep on doing these videos, and more of them, the one when I'm going outside to paint, even when the weather is going to be colder. I will continue painting, but sometimes I paint from my car, so I will always also video that. So this is me done for today. This is great. So you can see it's not perfect. If you wanted to do it like a professional, or not really professional, but something that you might sell, then you would need more contrast. You would have, I would do maybe more black things, stuff like that. But that's not. The point is, to do something that makes you happy. And it's I think we have the 16th. Not sure. We'll see. It's to have a nice moment, to be completely in the present moment, to have a nice practice, to make you feel good, to fuel you for to have a nice day, maybe to get some new ideas, stuff like that. As I said, I love at the moment. I love talking about it with you, and I can talk about what's going on with my life. You can do the same, just talking out loud. You can record yourself, even if it's not to publish on social media. It does work. It is a therapy. So I hope you liked it. And I thought I was finished, and then I was putting all my paints back in the bag, and I saw this gold paint, and I knew I had to use it. As you can see, it's very, very liquidy and not opaque at all, but it gives a little shimmer, and I love gold. I love it. And I know that if I put more of it, and you see, like that, then it is opaque. And so it's funny, I thought I was finished, but I'm not. So yeah, just wanted to share that with you. And this is purely, you know, shimmery. Then when I'm going to see it later on, then I'm going to, it just makes me feel so nice and warm inside when I see glitters and shimmers and gold and metallic and everything. Oops, the red wasn't dry. So let's see if I can, here we go. Well, not really in the center, but it's okay. Okay, and now I'm really finished. And you know what? I'm going to put this one somewhere where I can see it for today, because intuitive painting, at least the way I do it and the way I feel it, is also a healing. I know that sometimes I paint some things and I have to put it somewhere where I can see it, and it's still sort of, there's sort of conversation, communication and exchange, and it's, you know, it keeps, you know, there is still like an energy with the paint, and it's still sort of communicating with myself. So I'm going to put it somewhere where I can see it, and maybe you can do that too with, you know, your intuitive paintings. Okay, now I'm really finished. Thank you. So yeah, I wanted to show you the page I did yesterday. So what it says is, I follow what gives me joy. This is exactly what the painting, the message from the painting was yesterday. As I said, I put it somewhere that I could see it all day. And so I was thinking about what we talked about last time, about how colors can give me so much joy. And this is exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm following what gives me joy, knowing that this is the sign that I'm supposed to follow. Whatever gives me joy is what I want to do. So here it is. Sometimes I do that. I do a painting, and then sometimes I get like a phrase or words that sort of complement it and gives it a title.